Hey, Bart Miller here with Cycling Strong. So I want to talk about something I've been getting a lot of emails and texts about from friends. So hopefully this will help you too. One of the things that they always hit me up with this time of year is why are your trainer numbers different than your outside numbers and all that kind of stuff. So let's just kind of walk through a little bit about the trainer versus outside efforts. Okay, when you're on the trainer, the cool part is that you know exactly what you're doing. Now, if you're on the trainer being trained like my coach does, you know exactly what your cadence is going to be on your system, and you know exactly what your power is going to be for an exact length of period of time. And there's no variation, and you're on a steady state, of what that is, and the computer trainer regulates all that for you. And so for a full hour and a half, there's really no breaks, there's no nothing. So your trainer numbers end up being exactly X because there's no variation in what you're trying to do. When you get outside, you're with a group, obviously, and things are so much different in variables. And your efforts can be totally different because you're going harder. You got something that takes off in the pace. I mean, there's all sorts of things that make a difference outside versus something that's set up inside. Because inside, you can set up the recovery time periods to be able to make those efforts perfectly. So if you average the numbers out, they are a little bit different. But for the most part, I think they align pretty well if you just look at them. But outside rides are just, I think you extend yourself more, you push harder because you're with different guys pushing at a different level. But I think inside you really create an amazing, obviously, base that you can't, it just really gets your body in the rhythm of what you're trying to do. So one of the problems I really had was I'm a bad gear masher, right? So to get my cadence up higher with the gears that I was trying to push was something I was trying to do this year, and I'm still working on that outside. So I really do catch myself not doing that, but the trainer helps with that. Also, a trainer, I think, really puts you through like I said, there's no variation, so it's always constant on your legs. You can't draft, you can't quit for a second, and then, I mean, you can, but for the most part, the power's there, the cadence has to be there to make it work. So I don't know what your experiences are, would love to know, but obviously they're two different things. So if you're really training, a lot of triathletes, they stay in on their trainer until their event. I mean, that's just how they build for events. And a lot of big riders do that because they want that exact, precise workout to be consistent and exactly what they need to accomplish. And outside, you can't always do that or accomplish that. So that's something to think about in your rides right now. Do you just go clear off the trainer and get out and ride outside? Or do you mix it up a little of each? So you need to think about that. And also on the trainer, one thing that's good to do, if you're trying new stuff out, like I'm trying this Rhino 5-hour energy type of a drink right here, and I'm also trying some of their other things. Well, I know what my steady states are on the trainer. I know exactly what my numbers are. So when I introduce beet juice, there's a baseline I do, and then I go on to something, and then I try something else. That way I can really, in my head, know if something's working or not working. It's a lot harder for me to do that outside. So it's a good place for me to test products and test stuff that I'm working on. It's also a good place for me to test kits. When I ride a new kit, I know exactly how long I'm sitting in this saddle and exactly what it does to me sitting on a stationary bike. And that's a lot different than riding outside. So to try a pad out, different things like that. So I don't want to get on a tangent, but your numbers are going to be different because there's so many different variables in both situations. So think about that, but think about not just totally giving up on your trainer and maybe doing some inside rides, as long as you understand your cadence and your power and what your outputs are trying to be and what your end goal is per watt to weight ratio. Anyway, keep out there, keep riding your bike and having fun. Make your comments below. Please become engaged with the community. Get on the Cycling Strong website. Get on our Facebook page. Follow us on Instagram, all that kind of stuff. We'll be talking to you soon. Have a great night.